We taste it, we collect it, we drink it, we cook with it. People from coast to coast have had a fascination with wine throughout the ages. I'm so excited about this new transfer from IOD called Cheers. I'm going to show you how I used every last bit of this transfer to create 9 different gallery pieces. I've used these transfers in some really unexpected ways. Cut them up, I've turned them upside down, layered them to create some rustic decor from old salvage. My first task is to scour the stash in our basement, looking for just the right bits of salvage and old frames and pieces of wood for the perfect gallery wall, inspired by the fruit of the vine. The Cheers transfer has 8 different pages of images that you can use to create decor for your winery, for your kitchen, for your home bar. For my first project, I'm going to be using all of these wine glasses and goblets, and I'm going to put them on a chippy painted wood panel, which I have pre-sealed so that my transfers will adhere better. I've cut out all of the images, and now I'm just going to arrange them so that they fit my panel. I'll start by positioning my first transfer in place. Using the enclosed applicator stick, I will rub the transfer until it releases onto the wood surface. Peek to make sure that you've transferred every bit of the image, and if you're not, lay that transfer back down and continue transferring. To get a nice straight line along the bottom edge, I've just used a ruler and measured it against my first image. Then I just draw a straight line so that each of the next goblets that I place will all line up. Position all the goblets and transfer them, layering them with those awesome little wine stain blots. Rub each of the transfers with a bit of the carrier paper just to make sure they're completely adhered, and then apply a coat of your favorite sealer. I cut a piece of Masonite to fit in a rustic antique frame. Then I painted it white. Position the transfer in place using the grid lines to help guide you. Then lightly distress the transfer to reveal some of the background. I'm using IOD's Distress Stamp and Iron Orchid Designs Permanent Ink to apply a little bit more distressing. The first time you use these stamps, don't forget to scuff them up just a bit with a sanding block. Once the ink has dried, I've added just some dark wax to give it an even more aged and rustic appearance. The next project will be using some old windows. Make sure you clean them well and remove any loose or chipping paint. I'll be layering transfers over transfers for this project. When you are applying a transfer to glass, be sure that you get them positioned exactly where you want them, because once that transfer hits the surface, it's stuck. Now you can layer the next transfer right over the top. I usually don't apply a sealer on a window. If I need to clean it, I'll just dust with a dry cloth. This will be another window project using every last bit of the grape images. I want to get a general idea of my layout before I begin transferring. I cut the transfers so that I have a straight edge to apply against the window frame. Then I can use the other part of the transfer in another area. Next, I'm going to do some mixed media project boards. Using some plywood boards, some old canvas, very subtle decoupage paper for the background, and the set of 4 label transfers. Using your favorite decoupage medium, go ahead and decoupage the plywood blanks and set them aside to dry. Paint squares of canvas or Dropcloth and allow it to dry completely. Then we're going to apply the transfer over that dried painted surface. Rub the transfer in place, making sure that you have very good adhesion. Find a supply list in the description box below for all of the products that I've used. Then glue the fabric with your transfer down onto the decoupaged board. Then use a bit of the distressed stamps to add some additional texture. Seal the transfers with a coat of clear polyacrylic, let it dry, and then add a bit of dark wax just to add some additional aging. I finished it off by pounding a few upholstery tacks into the corners just for a little extra something. Then paint the sides and the back of your plywood squares. I found this bit of leftover furniture salvage. I don't know, it could have been on the back of a buffet or a headboard. I painted it white. While that's drying, cut up the last bits of the transfer images. Using the IOD typography stamp, I laid out some lettering and began positioning the remaining transfer pieces in place. I cut them in half, I repositioned them, and filled in all the areas around the outside edge of my sign. Add a bit of distressing with the crackle stamp and the Chippy stamp. Distress the edges of the board to reveal the wood underneath. And then apply some dark wax. I just love the effect of all of these signs. They're so rustic, they're handsome, they are classic, they'd make great gifts. You can find the IOD cheer stamp with your favorite stockist, or you can find it at lnjgoods.com. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel so that you can see more projects that we do with Iron Orchid Designs.